Salud, mi gente, your boys coming through once again. And on today's video, we're going to talk about on the Tira giving up on this case. No way. There's no way. So before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, hit the hype button. Send us some points. Push this video out there that we do highly appreciate it. For the support for our subscribers, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm hearing news, hearing people saying that Ahmed Belloso, the vato from on the Tira, is backing out from the case, right? I don't know where they got that information. I don't know how they got that, make that assumption. But I never heard Ahmed Belloso saying that he's backing out from the case. I don't know, man. I do not know. As a matter of fact, today he came out with new information on this case, on the Emmanuel Haro'S case. That basically, there's a store, right, who give this information, or a worker from this store, that Jake and Rebecca went to this store on the 7th, right? On the 7th to donate toys, clothes, baby toys. Brand new things. Of course, the store is going to thank them. They're going to sell it. Big profit, right? For free. And it seemed like they did it with an intent, right? Because they returned the following day. And asked if they can use their trash can. Which, I mean, the prior day they donated so much things that the owner or the manager of the store is going to say yes. Go ahead, anything. They went over there. They threw away 2 bags. 2 bags. Nobody knows what was in those bags, but they threw away those 2 bags, right? Why they had to use the trash can of a business? Why not their house? That, I don't know. I cannot answer. But on the Tira, saying that that's legit information from a good source. Now here comes the following day, August 9th. They went into the store again and donated more clothes, more baby clothes. This is the clothes we can assume of baby Emmanuel that is already out there. That maybe families with low-income families are wearing, or kids that come from families from low income are wearing. And it could be a lead. It's a lead. Let's not forget that it was said that the Jay confessed that somebody threw him, or the wife threw Emmanuel in a trash can. It said that the police department, the sheriff's department, sent people to investigate that, trying to find out if they can at least get the body of this angel out of the waste land, which I think is almost impossible, right? But I don't see Onatira stepping away from the case. He's invested in it. Simple as that, man. I do understand, like I always say, man, I do understand that a lot of people are going to come out with their own stories. I do understand that a lot of people are going to twist little things just to create content, because at the end of the day, this case, the homie on the Tira, is getting up views, is getting up subscribers. I understand that 100%, but let's just be realistic. Let's just be professional, and let's not make stuff up. Ain't nobody quitting on this case. I don't see on the Tira quitting on that case. I just see him doing whatever he's doing, regardless of whatever he's going through, right? With the cancer treatments and stuff like that. Come on, you already know that cancer is hard, especially when you go through your, I don't know if it's going radiation, chemos, whatever the case might be. But I'm not going to assume it's radiations, right? But it's hard on your body. It is hard on your body, man. And he's still out there on the sun. I can only imagine what he's going through. It was sad the way that the sheriff got at him, which I believe he's trying to run for governor of California. But the way that they got at him, it was not okay. The way that some people out there in the community is getting at him, out of line. You know, this man is out there reporting, being the eyes of the gente out there. You know, as a matter of fact, he came even on Univision. For those that grew up on that news station, you know how much that means. Univision. He came out on Univision. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. They did, of course, ask him questions, and everybody seems to be asking, "What makes you a reporter?" Right? I don't feel that you have to go to school for that. I mean, at the end of the day, we are on different times. It's not like it used to be back then, and where people go to school, you ask for a job at whatever news station, and if you qualify, if you do what you have to do, you get the job. You know, now with social media, a lot of you guys prefer to get the information from us. And why is that? Because you get to know us. You get to know us in a personal note, right? You know, you get to know who we are as a person. You know, you get to see who's the liars, who manipulates, and who's more legit. You know, and some people just don't care about that. You know what I mean? Which everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, that's why there's all kinds of different individuals creating different content. But I do believe that everybody should be held toward a certain responsibility of making sure that you don't spread false narratives. At the end of the day, I don't think that what's going on social media is going to affect the investigation like that. I don't think so. I mean, this is pure for people who want to know the news, entertainment. What the detectives got going on, that's on them. If one of them people, one of their guys decides to leak information, that's on them. You cannot come out here and try to blame the social media. You can't do that, man. And I'm gonna tell you what's the big difference between social media and those big news platforms, right? So social media, at least people like me and other individuals, we've been on the streets. We know certain things that these professional people don't know. And it does not matter if somebody has the credentials, like the one guy, Brian, who supposedly has his channel. I forgot his last name. And apparently he's supposed to be a professional reporter who has a YouTube channel. But it doesn't matter if he has his credentials. None of that stuff. Those credentials do not protect him from giving misleading information on purpose or not knowingly. You know, credentials does not stop you from doing something for views. You know, and I stand on that. I stand on that. So whenever he came out with that information about a fake inmate, it was not even an inmate, right? It's somebody that the sheriff's department or the detectives put somebody in that county jail to get the testimony or supposedly get the testimony for Jake. I did question that. I told you the story, but I did question that. I was like, it does not make sense to me. How can this guy get Jake to open up so quick? Does not make sense, especially for somebody who's been in jail, right? I'm just saying, it does not make sense to me, right? It might be making sense to another person, but to me it does not. Now, if it's true or not, I don't know. I do not know, but I reported on that story. But I said that I don't know how true that is, because does not make sense, especially for Jake, that this is not his first time going to jail. He should know that he should be she should know he should be careful with what he says, especially when it's an open case. It's an open investigation, especially on that. You know, I still have my doubts on that, but hey, it is what it is. That person said that he stands on his statements. Of course, what he's gonna say, oh, it was a lie. Of course, he ain't gonna say that he's a lie. But right now, yeah, we are going through things and where everybody's coming with this information, with the phone calls, with everything, right? Because this case got so big, the media is all over this. On the Tira got attacked, you know, trying to get discredit, and it's not fair, man. I don't think it's fair for the guy. You know, you cannot just put the spotlight on him and say, hey, you guys on social media are doing this, or you know what I mean. You can't say that. You can't say that because you cannot put them on the same boat as everybody. You know what I mean. You have to understand that sometimes when you get sources, they might be lying about something. You know, not all sources are reliable. That's one thing you have to understand. And one thing as viewers, you have to comprehend as well. You know, sometimes when we tell a story, might not be accurate 100% because you only got one source, and that's his story. But as for right now, on the Tira is not retrieving for no case. He just came out with this no information, and don't believe that hype. Don't believe it, man. With this being said, we are out. To next video. Muchas gracias. Saludos.